2014 for President Obama. Climate change deal with China, executive action on immigration, staving off defunding of Obamacare, and realigning relations with Cuba. Well, now the president's approval rating has jumped to a 20-month high of 48%. So what does that mean? What is he going to do with it? Let's bring in our political panel. Lisa Booth, a Republican strategist and senior director of the BlackRock Group, and our political commentator, Democratic strategist, Maria Cardona. Lisa, I want to start with you. Good morning to both of you.
Hi, Victor. Good morning, Victor.
Lisa, with this now 48% approval rating, will the president be a stronger contender, a stronger adversary in some ways that Congress will have to deal with than previously thought?
I don't think so, because look, just in November, Americans soundly rejected President Obama, and with good reason. I mean, President Obama's policies have really failed the country. If you want to look at one specific issue with the economy, look, millions of Americans have been unable to find jobs and have given up finding jobs in this Obama economy. We have the lowest workforce participation rate in 36 years, and the real unemployment rate stands at 12%. And if you want to look at one aspect of the economy that has grown, which is energy, we've seen a 50% increase in domestic oil supply, but that's not because of Obama. That's in spite of Obama. He's done everything he can to stand in the way of that energy boom by roping off federal lands and placing burdensome regulations on those job providers.
Look at consumer confidence. We can stay with the employment rate. We can look at the deficit. We can look at gas prices. There are a lot of positive indicators, and I expect that the president wouldn't get credit for that. But I come to you, Maria. I'll suggest that you will give him credit for that and say he is stronger against Congress. I'm just guessing here.
You guessed correctly, Victor. And guess what? It's not just me. It's the majority of Americans who now say that the economy is going in the right direction. And look, it's laughable when Republicans still trying to talk down the economy after we've had a record growth in the last quarter of 5%. We haven't seen that in over 10 years. You've had record job growth, 57 straight months of job creation. You haven't seen that in 10 years. And all of this has been because of President Obama's policies. Let's remember, when he tried to pass the Recovery Act, there were hysterical warnings, hyperbolic warnings from Republicans that this was going to lead to a double-dip recession, to additional massive job losses, to Greek-style debt crises. And we're now seeing an economy on the recovery, Americans finding good jobs that they want, wages going up, and all of this was in spite of Republican obstruction at every turn.
Well, Maria,
so Republicans need to take a look at how they work with this president as opposed to against him.
And he's got 48% approval rating. What is he going to do with it?
Well, I think he's going to focus on that we still have a lot of work to do and that there are still a lot of Americans out of work because he's been obstructed at every turn. And so hopefully Republicans who now have a responsibility to govern, and it's interesting that Lisa said that, you know, yes, they had a great day on Election Day in November, but there was a poll that came out right after that saying that half of Americans thought it was a bad idea that Republicans now have control of both houses of Congress. And that's what happens when you have an election where only 36% of the American people come out to vote.
Well, there's also the poll, Lisa, that says that 49% of Americans believe that the president's policies take the country in the wrong direction. They also believe that 49% believe that the Republicans' policies take us in the wrong direction. Is there anything that is overlapping here that the president and the Republicans in Congress can get done in the next session? Realistically, we talked immigration, but that obviously did not happen.
Well, I think Americans rightfully believe that President Obama's policies are taking us in the wrong direction. The stimulus that
same number believes the Republicans are taking in the wrong direction.
Well, right. I'll get to that, Victor.
All right.
But the stimulus is an abject failure. If you look at Obamacare, it's failed to ensure the amount of people that the administration promised us. They also lied and told us that if you liked your health insurance, you can keep it. And look, insurance premiums are set to increase by double digits in 2015. Millions of Americans have received cancellation letters in the mail. But as far as Congress and President Obama working together, I hope they can. But look, when President Obama leads before this Congress by moving forward unilaterally in immigration, it makes it tough. But one area where I hope they can work together, and it's very important, is on tax reform. And that's an area that President Obama has indicated that he might be willing to work with Republicans on. I know it's a big issue for Republicans. Yeah. We face the highest corporate tax rate in the free world. So, I really do think that's something that they should definitely look towards. Another area where President Obama might not be too keen on, but I think we could get Democrat support, is repealing the medical device tax. So hopefully they can work together, but President Obama so far hasn't really indicated that he's willing to do that.
Lisa, Maria, we've got to cut.
The rates of uninsured are record low. So again, Republicans need to take a look at what this economy actually looks like now.
Well, I think it's telling when Chuck Schumer steps forward and says that it was a mistake to pass Obamacare.
Lisa Booth, Maria Cardona, thank you both so much, and hopefully there's something that both the president and the Republican Congress can get done. Thank you both.